Today, we're going to talk about who should be your first Animus in Etheria restart that you 6-star, and who should be the first Animus that you reset. And funny enough, both those questions have completely definitive best answers, and the answer to both questions is the same. So who am I talking about? A lot of you may have guessed it. You also may have seen the thumbnail, but this is very important in the game so you're min-maxing properly and you're progressing as quickly as possible, if that is important to you. For a lot of people, they don't really care about min-maxing and max efficiency stuff, so do whatever you want. But for everyone else who really does care, I got you. So who am I talking about? Obviously, I'm talking about Leanne. So why is Leanne the no-brainer, completely obvious, must 6-star first unit in this game? And why is she also the no-brainer for so many accounts, first Animus that should be reset? Very quickly, actually, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I assume you know what I'm talking about when it comes to 6-starring. That's bringing the character to the highest star level. However, the reset is a unique thing. You might not be used to it if you haven't played other games like this. This is a specific feature, a specific event live just for the first week in the game for each player. And you can find it over here in events, Animus Reconfigure. This essentially allows you to reset a character and get all the materials you have invested into that character back immediately. So to do it, you simply click on this empty portrait, you select the unit you want to reset, and then the game even shows you what will happen. My Leanne will go from being 6 stars, level 24, to 4 stars where she started and only level 1. They also give you a preview of all the immense amount of materials you'll get back if you are, in fact, resetting a 6-star. You can see I put 2 perfect lattices into her. Lattices, I don't know how to say that. 5 of the 5-star shadow prints, 4 of the gold 4 stars, so on and so on. All the skill up materials, all of the XP. It is a big refund. A ton of coins, which will help you. You'll see after your first couple days, when you're in the early game, coins are extremely important and they can feel pretty hard to come by. But yes, the game does make this feature available to you for your first 7 days in the game. You can see for me, there's just over 3 days remaining. And the first one, the first reconfigure, is free. So why would you want to max out Leanne first? Why would you want to make her the first 6-star on your account only to go ahead and undo all of that? Well, it simply comes down to the hyperlink charter. We get 5 different types of hyperlink charter in Etheria Restart. You can think of these as quest lines. They all kind of cover a different theme in the game, but the main one we're focusing on in this video is the Animus Fate. So this hyperlink charter, this quest line, is all about your characters. It's the game teaching you how to build up your characters, skill up your characters, develop each one of the Animus that you want to develop, and make sure all those anima that you choose are properly developed. The game is giving you this quest line for that purpose, and the quest line actually has 2 parts. So right now you can see only one part over here is unlocked. It's this first Animus Fate thing, and I've done 5 out of 6, but as you can tell, I've got 2 things already finished left to claim. I was waiting for the video, and as soon as I do this, it will open up a new quest line. So actually let me do that now. And you will see I've now finished this quest line and I've unlocked the opportunity to claim these rewards. Before I do that though, I want to key in on a key feature of this quest line. So much of this quest line, the first half, revolves around Leanne. And this quest line gives you a ton of amazing free rewards. Let me actually push myself back up so you can see what you get page by page. You're getting summons, you're getting materials, you're getting premium currency. And each one of these 6 pages in the first half of the quest line, they revolve around Leanne in some way. You can see Leanne's name is mentioned in every single one of these quests on page 1, and it continues page 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You need to invest in Leanne. She's the free starter scripted first pull SSR in this game. They do that for a reason. They want you to follow this quest line. They want you to build her and learn what it is like to use a good legendary quality SSR DPS in this game. However, she might not be the best unit for you as you progress after those first couple days. At the beginning, she absolutely is phenomenal. She's a very strong DPS with very good damage scaling. She also has a cool turn meter steal mechanic from her S3. It's a great kit. However, the kit is a bit one color. She doesn't bring any debuffing. She doesn't bring any big support. She doesn't bring any buffing. It's a selfish kit. It's a lot of DPS, but it's not much more than that. When you're starting off the game, especially in that like newbie portion of the game, before you're even deep into the early game, approaching the mid game, that's all you need. She hits like a truck. She's easy to build. They hold your hand through it. It's great. You should have no qualms about investing in her. However, once you get through this first half of the Animus Fate hyperlink charter, it likely may be time for you to move on. It does depend on your account, but I would guess 95% of players should reset her with no second thought about it. Her kit is good, so I want to take 30 seconds to discuss it with you now. Let's go down to Leanne. There she is. I think very quickly you'll understand why I think her DPS is really good, but why I think it is not enough, and why I think you very, very likely should reset her. Let's start with her S3. This is her best move. It is a big AoE blast, 300% damage if you choose to fully skill her up, 80% chance to steal 30% turn meter from the targets. However, the damage is less and the turn meter steal is only 20% if she's not max skilled. Very likely on your account, she will not be. However, if you're planning to reset her as I did, you can start investing in this skill and getting some improved investment for this character that you know you're going to recoup the materials on anyway. This is a cool skill because it hits really hard and it does have a really nice turn meter steal. This functions to slow the other team down, but also bring her back to a second turn very quickly. Often she can go nearly twice in a row if you're able to steal from everybody. She then has this AoE on the S2. It is not an AoE. It's a random hitter burst skill. It can feel like an AoE because it hits hard and it goes in every direction. It is a quadruple hitter with full skill ups. And if she has 3 or more buffs, she'll do 3 extra hits. If she has 1 buff, she will do a 5th hit. If she has 2 buffs, she will do a 6th hit. And then if it is 3 or more, it's going to be 7 total hits. This is really cool, but again, it is just DPS. There's nothing more to it. You also have a reduced damage dealt if you keep hitting the same target. Finally, the S1, it's a triple hitter, which is nice for a lot of content. She also has a nice HP recovery based on the damage she deals. It's like a lifesteal ability. We like it. And then she has her general special ability. Whenever she has a buff on herself up to 5 buffs, she's going to increase her damage dealt by 6% per buff. So that is a maximum of 30% increased damage. It's just a good, solid DPS kit, but it's not bringing much more. You're going to see in this game, for a character to be the kind of character you want to invest heavily in if they're not bringing anything more than DPS, they need to be insanely strong. All the other good DPS have great DPS and bring support functionality or debuffing, special things like that. A good example of just a straight up DPS, nothing more, is Messiah, but he's a whole nother level than Leanne, right? He is a light unit, a constant unit that makes him neutral affinity, so he's so much more usable than Leanne. Obviously, he hits harder, and he does have some cool selfish support functionality and a touch of debuffing. The S1 has a chance to put out vulnerable. This increases damage taken by the target wearing that debuff, and then also he has all these chances to put out invincibility on himself, so he becomes super tanky, hard to die, because he cannot take any damage as long as that buff is up. He does that both through his special ability Judgment and with his S3. It's a really, really good kit. He hits like a truck. His DPS is to such a high level, and his affinity is so flexible that he becomes a worthwhile unit to max out. More than worthwhile. He's phenomenal. Leanne, however, is just like the red version of him and worse. You know, it's not a one-to-one comparison, but she's just like a worse DPS than Messiah. She's also selfish. There's no extra functionality. And she's affinity locked, right? She doesn't have this neutral affinity bonus. She is a reason unit or a red unit. And you'll see very soon, and that brings me to my big point, that is just not going to cut it. As you progress in this game, very, very quickly, you will realize speed is king. Speed is everything. And because that is true, farming Doki Doki, where you get your Swift Rush gear, is everything. And wouldn't you know it, Doki Doki is an odd affinity unit. That means she's blue. That means she is strong against red, Leanne, and Leanne, as a reason unit, is weak against her. For this reason alone, I think Leanne is already worth a reset, because as soon as you can, as soon as you're on to Nightmare, which is where I'm about to be headed, as soon as I reset Leanne and invest in someone else and make a lot of progress here, but as soon as you can get to Nightmare, and certainly Nightmare 3 or higher, Doki Doki is where you will want to spend all of your time. Certainly for the first chunk in this game, you need the Swift Rush gear for PvE, and absolutely, certainly more than anything for PvP, it is completely essential. Leanne is not going to help you here. She's not going to help you many other places because she doesn't have any special debuffing or extra utility, so she is the perfect unit to reset. You might be thinking, as I take you through all this, well, why would I build her to begin with? Look at these rewards. Look at these rewards behind me. If you're just starting to play the game, maybe it doesn't seem like much because the game's throwing so many freebies at you, but trust me, these are amazing, amazing rewards. You're going to want to complete this quest line. And as you will see right now, as I move on to the next second portion of the Animus Fate and claim this, we unlock the second half here, the rewards only get better and better and better. I can't show you the preview, but they are very strong, and you're going to want all of these. You need to invest in Leanne to do it. However, and the most important thing in the video, to continue to progress in the most optimal way possible, You almost certainly need to reset her so you can take those resources and build someone else who's going to help you in many more aspects in the game. And finally, to make it perfectly clear, wouldn't you know it, we're now on Animus Fate 2. Leanne's name does not appear a single time. I've also gone ahead through old stuff from the beta. I've previewed page 2, 3, and 4. She doesn't appear there either. You can comfortably and confidently reset her once you finish Animus Fate Part 1, but please invest in her up until that point, and then have no qualms about going to the menu, going to events, going to Animus Reconfigure, popping her in there, and clicking that reconfigure button. There you go, guys. That's my big refund. I'll tell you, if you are curious, I'm going to take all those materials from Leanne and pop them into Rosa right here. For your account, it might not be Rosa, but it should be an SSR or even an SR unit that can help you immediately in the content you want to focus, which for all of us will be Doki Doki, but also things more generally. And Rosa, for my account, completely fits that bill. She is a really good DPS, but unlike Leanne, she brings a lot of extra stuff. On her skill 1 over here, she's going to have chances to drop turn meter, and she does her basic skill, her S1, Insane Crash, all the time. That's because she has this very special mark, this special debuff she puts out on units. And when you have maxed this skill out, whenever Rosa or another allied unit hits a target wearing this debuff with a critical hit, Rosa's going to join with a follow-up attack. So when she does that follow-up attack, even more opportunities to reduce the turn meter. Additionally, the debuff also is a unique debuff, which is always a special thing in this game because it introduces a novel way to put your team at an advantage and the enemies at a disadvantage. This special debuff comes with the feature that the enemy target wearing it will take 12% extra damage from basic attacks. This scales with things like defense break, vulnerability, last words from Heinrich, all these amazing things. So this already is way stronger than Leanne in terms of functionality and helping out the whole team, not just Rosa. And then finally, she's got a huge AoE crit rate boost, which is amazing for everyone. That is a major AoE buff in this game. And then she has one of the strongest debuffs in the game, AoE decrease speed. You can see, if you're not talking about a Messiah top tier DPS that's at a next level and affinity neutral, you want the units you invest in to be good DPSs, but also have all this extra specialness to them. For me, that's Rosa. Let me know in the comments who that is for you. But yeah, that's my video. Who should you 6-star first and who should you reset first? The answer to both questions is Leanne. Thank you guys so much for watching. A big thank you to my editor, Mitchell. I can guarantee you ahead of time, this was a hard video to edit, so thank you, sir. I appreciate you guys watching. If you want to subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. Share with your mother. I've been Fastidious, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.